right, so never trust your mind when you're in the process of changing your life. Because what your mind is doing is recalling information and creating affirmations and creating imaginations that identify with your current self. Let's say that your current self, you believe that you're a loser, that you're a sucker, that you're an idiot, that you have no intelligence, that you're just dumb or whatever that you believe in that you're trying to move out of as far as a rooted belief that creates a habit pattern externally that you're tired of playing out. All of these things come from an internal root source, which is usually a belief that we put a lot of energy and time into. Now, a lot of the times, these beliefs we accumulate from when we were children and stuff like that. Because as a child, your mind is your mind is like water. Because water really records information. The body's like 70% water. But what I really was gonna say, make an analogy, was a sponge, because a sponge sucks in a lot of water. So when you're a child, your mind is just soaking in a lot of environment. Your mind is just soaking in a lot of information from the environment. And whatever information that you soak in, that's gonna become your reality. It's gonna become part of your natural expression, right? Let's say, for example, you come from an affluent background, you have wealthy parents. You're gonna proceed to be a wealthy person because to you that shit's gonna be natural. From the perspective of you're gonna carry yourself a certain way, you're gonna talk a certain way, depending on how your parents raise you. But let's say you come from a not so affluent environment. Your parents was poor, you was dirt poor. In fact, it was below the middle class, or you was born into the middle class. Chances are you will create a reality of you being in the middle class because that's what you've seen and soaked in as a young child, now becoming an adult. So when you're in the process of changing your vibrational set point, and what I mean by that is, in the vibrational scale, you can either be in the energy of fear, or you could be in the energy of, just joy, peace. And yet understand, high vibrations, low vibrations, they're not good or bad. They're just low vibrations, just when you're fighting fire with fire in the world. Like, if a motherfucker punch you in the face, you're not gonna sit there and be high vibrational like, brother, praise Jesus, I'm gonna stay joyful all day. No, I'm gonna come down from my level, slap you in the mouth, give you my business card, because I know you fucked up psychologically in the head and you think this is what you gotta do to live life, or whatever the problem maybe is, right? Point is, we have a vibrational set point, meaning that fat people can't lose weight because they perceive themselves a certain way, so they proceed to take on certain actions, right? A lot of times it's stress eating. A lot of the times, it's just indulging in things that they don't need to indulge into based on just trying to feel better about themselves, whatever it may be, right? So the point being is that if you want to go from being fat to being skinny, you have to begin to think and feel differently, because what's generating your objective habit pattern is an internal feeling about yourself. You might feel whatever it is that you feel. The point is, we want to be able to change that. And for you to change that, you're going to have to see that you can't trust your mind, because whenever you're trying to take a step forward, your mind is going to try to pull you backwards. Meaning that whenever we try to take a step forward in our lives, sorry, I'm kind of hiccuping because we just had my protein shake and shit. But yeah, whenever we try to take a step forward in our life, our mind is always going to try to take a step back. And it's going to create scenarios in your head, information, sounds, voices. Because remember, we are constantly talking to ourselves. Anybody that says they don't talk to themselves, they're fucking lying. Because what you're doing in your head all day, you saying a bunch of shit, you having a bunch of memories, you thinking about what you're gonna eat. Now you're creating your future by mesmerizing and washing your mind in those, conscious forms, or fluids, or vibrations and energy. A lot of the times that the vibrations that we wash ourselves into, or how we create our mind, maybe low vibrations, like fear, worry, doubt, self-hate, things like that. So when we're living in a world like that, and we want to move into a world of self-love, joy, and peace, and happiness, because it's just, you become happy when you engage in your purpose. You're not happy when you don't engage in your purpose, because you're lost in the world. You're lost in what the world tells you what to value. You're lost in what the world tells you what you should have as a job, as work, as a routine, as a schedule. We're lost in the status that we're trying to get. So we're trying to be a doctor, trying to be an engineer, whatever it is. I would recommend that you create your own status, because before these things even became part of colleges and curriculum, these are things that we already was doing, and we didn't necessarily need colleges or curriculum. But now you can see how they scamming people for money. College is costing over 100K. People is over 300K in debt, especially in America, and all that stuff. So they're just using these systems against you to further enslave you, right? So, but that's the thing. The only way you're gonna do that is if you need validation externally, and you need to be a part of someone else's system. That's why I'm saying you got to look at your own experiences in life and you got to create a system from that. Because what you're going through right now, someone else is going through. Why do you think I'm making these videos? Because what I went through, someone else is going through. And if I'm able to market that, create a solution for that problem, I'm also able to profit. I'm also able to gain. So I'm positioning myself as what? As a conscious leader, as a leader of transformation, as a leader of change and stuff like that. I don't want to say a conscious leader. Really, I'm a spiritual leader. You know, saying consciousness, it's kind of lost us a little bit. But yeah, don't trust your mind when you want to change, because that shit will try to keep you in that being lame, being ashamed. Your mind will always do that because your mind has been so rooted inside of that deeply that now that has become its reality. Like if you look at even the emotions, the chemicals that are rising from within you, you might even start to notice that a lot of these things are stress, worry, fear, oh, I'm scared, like low vibrational fluids, conscious forms that are flowing within you. You know, because these things, a lot of these things, sometimes if you're like me, these things may have been embedded in you to the point that like you might be just scared to even like speak up about what you like. Because I was at that point at some point, real stuff. So for me, when I started to change that about my life, I had to begin to identify with a new paradigm. I had to begin to identify with myself in a different way. And you know, I identified with myself as a confident man, you know, as a powerful man, as an impactful man, as a revolutionary man that's here to change the, you know, the minds of the people so we can all move on to create a better society and a better environment for our future generations and our children to, you know, live and stuff like that. So, but it becomes difficult because we literally believe what the mind tells us. We have to understand, we have to separate, right? You're the observer and you have a mind. You're not the mind. So you're not the thoughts and feelings that are constantly flowing in and out of your mind. You are the manager of your mind. Now, let's say I would go to cross to the US right now. Someone will be managing the border, that jurisdiction, to cross over to that land. Now, you and I need to do the same thing. We need to become thought form inspectors, meaning that before a thought even enters your fucking mind, you gotta be like, nah, that shit's of the devil. That shit's of the that's just a demon. I'm not letting that thought or feeling into my mind, because the moment you begin to identify with it, the moment you begin to think and feel about it, the moment you start to begin to generate the reality of it. You know, you might be thinking that someone is out trying to get you and stuff like that, and no one might be out trying to get you. But the reason why you identify with that emotion is because you had a previous experience with someone trying to get you. So now you constantly think someone else is trying to get you. So you're always serious, you know, you don't like to have fun, you're always trying to read people's characters and all types of stuff. Now that's really a trauma-based response to reality, because it's not really based on objectivity, it's really based on being subjective. The goal is to be balanced, and the goal is to not let these thoughts and feelings throw you off your center of balance. The same thing when you're fighting in MMA. You know, you don't want to let your opponent throw you off your center of balance, because then you become more vulnerable. So the same thing with your thoughts and feelings. When you let your thoughts and feelings throw you off your center of balance, you become more vulnerable towards being attacked by more of those thoughts and feelings. Because now you need more time to get back up, get your balance. Okay, yeah, now I'm aware, now I know what's going on. See, that's how deeply people is lost in the mind. Like, we don't know that these thoughts and feelings, these are not us. We're just identifying with these things. We're just remixing these things. We're just we're just birthing new shit. Like we're creators of reality. We're not the creation, we're the creators of reality. And that's what I'm trying to get people to, you know, identify with. So, you know, don't trust your mind. Pick a destination and constantly enforce that destination by creating imaginations, by creating affirmations, by saying to yourself, you literally gotta kill your old self and you gotta move to your new self. You literally gotta do what, no, whether Jesus existed or not, that's a non-issue. You literally gotta crucify yourself and you're literally gotta be born again. That type of shit. That's what I have to do, and that's what I will continue to motherfucking do. Real stuff.